Wishing you a very great day to everyone. Now myself, Dr. Sheikh Nurul Islam, Assistant Professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, MITS, Dimtumbi University. Now today we have a discussion on Maxwell equations. So first of all, we go to the outline. In this course or in this discussion, we have some introduction or history of the Maxwell equations, and after that we represent the Maxwell equations. Then we discuss some physical significance of 4 Maxwell equations. Then we discuss the continuity equations or inconsistency of the Maxwell equation. After that we discuss the addition of the Maxwell or modification of the Maxwell equation with the continuity equation. Now here we discuss the history of the Maxwell equation. Maxwell sir has developed this wave equation, which is the one or enough, and this is a very important for derivation of the wave equations or EM wave equations. And Maxwell has developed this equation from 1861 to 1865, and these 4 equations actually has been introduced or has been discovered or has been proposed by some other scientists, and Maxwell sir only develop the mathematical or accumulate these 4 equations into single, and this is termed as Maxwell equation. So, and this is published in Dynamic Theory of Electromagnetic Field. First, sir has proposed in 1861, and the final equation proposed in 1865. It will take 4 years to develop all the equations. Now Maxwell equations. So these are 4 equations which is developed by Maxwell. And first one is the Gauss's law of electricity. So what is Gauss's law tell? Gauss's law tell that the total electric flux is equal to the, if suppose we have a hypothetical surface, suppose this one is a hypothetical surface, and total flux coming out from this surface or going into the surface is equal to the total charge enclosed by this surface divided by one parameter, this is called permittivity. Now here rho, here actually Gauss's law introduced this equation, Q enclosed by the surface by divided by the permittivity of the medium, which is equal to the total electric flux coming from the surface. This is equal to E is the, we know that electric field intensity, and A is we consider here area. So this is total electric field is equal to the Q enclosed by epsilon naught. So what is epsilon naught? We have to know that this is the permittivity of the media. Epsilon is the permittivity of the media, and this is depend on the medium only. So this is the first equation of the Maxwell, and this developed by the Gauss itself. Now second law is, so Maxwell only do the derivative form of this equation. Divergence of E equals to rho by epsilon naught. Rho means this is actually the volume charge density or volume electric charge density. And second law is applicable for magnetism. And this is same thing, actually total magnetic flux equals to the total charge enclosed by this closed surface. Now the problem here is it is divergence of B, or B dot integration of B dot dA is equal to always 0. So why this is always 0? But in case of electricity, this is rho by epsilon naught, but here this is actually always 0. Why this is always 0? Because of, actually, suppose we take one closed surface. So this is the surface we have, suppose. So when we have some surface or closed surface, when we have some closed surface, there always we get the two charges, north pole and south pole. We never get any sole charges or any single charges like north pole, separated charges like north pole or separated south pole, we never get. It is not possible. That is why, so net charge equals to always 0 here. Net charge inside this closed surface is always 0, because whenever we get the north pole, we always get the south pole. So total net charge is 0. So that is why B dot dA is equal to always 0. Integration of B dot dA is equal to always 0. So divergence of B is equal to always 0. Now if we see these two equations, we can observe one thing also. These two equations represent only the relation between electric and charge or magnetic with charge. Magnetic with magnetic charge and electric with electric charge. But these two equations never refer or never relate the electric field with magnetic field and magnetic field with electric field. It never report. So if we go to the third equation, this is developed by the Faraday and Lenz. Faraday has developed this equation and Lenz introduced this negative sign. So here if we observe this equation, then we can say that, or we can observe this relate the magnetic and electric. Magnetic with electric and opposite also this, vice versa. So here actually, if suppose we have a time varying magnetic field, then we get a curling electric field or rotational electric field, because all of we know that curl of E is nothing but the rotational electric field. Curl always represent the rotation. So curl of E always is a rotational electric field. So if suppose we have some time changing magnetic field, then we get rotational electric field or curling electric field. So now this equation is proposed by the Faraday, but this mathematical equation is derived by the Maxwell himself. Now next thing is opposite of this one. This is represented by amperes, and this is actually Ampere's circuital law. What he told? This is actually relate the current and the magnetic. This is actually the total current or total magnetic field through a closed loop is equal to the total current passing through this loop, and we have to multiply one parameter. This is called mu. So what is mu? Mu actually this is permeability of the medium, and this is actually depend on the medium, and this is actually represent the medium properties respect to the magnetism, and epsilon also the material properties, but this is respect to the electricity. Okay, now we have some reference epsilon naught and mu naught. Epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space and mu naught is the permittivity of free space, and there is a value, constant value of epsilon naught and mu naught. This is Farad per meter and this is Henry per meter. So these are the four equations we have. Now we have to discuss continuity equation related to Maxwell equation to find out the inconsistency of this four equation. So all three equation, I think these are correct as per Maxwell equation, but some problem appear, some inconsistency appear in fourth equation or Ampere's law. So what is this? If we take the divergence of curl of B, then we get zero value. Why? Because we know that suppose we have a equation A dot A cross B, means all of we know that this is always 0. So this is divergence, this operator, this is nothing but the vector, and B also a vector. So here we get, if we multiply or if we take dot product of one of the same product of the cross product, then we get the 0 value. So left hand side of this equation is identically 0 or mathematically 0. So there must be any operator we can use. We are use here divergence. Any operator we can use for any equation. This is not a problem. But for every operator we have to establish the equation is same. But here when we apply some divergence, this left side makes 0. But right side should be 0 then. But the problem is, from the continuity equation, what we observe? We observe that divergence of J is not necessarily 0. It may be 0 for the charge free region, but if there is some charge is decreased with respect to time, then it is not 0. So divergence of J is equal to minus of del del T of rho. Rho is the volume charge density. So left hand side is 0, but right hand side is not 0. So we have to add something that makes divergence of right side also 0. So what we do? We can do one thing. Suppose curl of B is equal to mu naught J plus K, suppose we are writing. So if we take the divergence of B is equal to mu naught of divergence of J plus K, then what happen? This becomes 0. So this side, this becomes 0. So here actually divergence of J plus K, this become also 0. So we have to add this K term. So we have to find out this K term. So how we find out this K term? If we go for this equation, that divergence of J is equal to minus del T of rho. So here actually, if we take this one, that we know that rho by epsilon naught, we can write divergence of E. So if we replace rho by divergence of E epsilon naught, then we get this equation. So divergence of E, so here we can write divergence of J is equal to minus del rho by del T by rho. So here we have to replace, suppose this is del T. Instead of rho, we are writing epsilon naught divergence of E. So if we replace this equation here, so here this equation becomes del T of epsilon naught, sorry, we can take like this, minus of divergence of del T of E. So here we can write divergence of J plus divergence of epsilon naught del T of E equals to 0. So instead of only J, we can replace J plus epsilon naught del T of E. So here we replace this one. So when we replace this one, so this term has two things. One is J, another one is del T of E. So this one we can also write J plus JC plus JD. So this current is called conduction current here, and this current is called displacement current. This is developed by, or this is added by Maxwell himself, and this JD is very important for capacitor, or to discuss the capacitor. This is very important term. This is called displacement current. The equations are developed or modified by the Maxwell is this one. So all three equations are same. There is no problem. All are consistent. But this is, now this equation is consistent when we have some charge, electric charge, or it is decreasing time with electric charge. I want to thank you everyone, and I want to thank MITS deemed to be university and its management for this, to give me this opportunity to deliver the lecture. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day.